FPS Russia Part 4. This is going to be a bit of a difficult one, but the game I am going to be reviewing is 35mm. Now, to put this unvarnished, it's a Russian sadness simulator, if I'm perfectly honest. Now, if you've followed through on the last 3 parts of FPS Russia that I've done, and you've listened to the things I've said there, is Russia as a country and as a nation, as a people, has a great history of just understanding that in the grand scheme of things, chances are they're not going to make it out of this alive, which is something that's probably devastatingly apparent to the poor lads who've been sent into the meat grinder in Kiev and Ukraine as a whole. But it is something that has translated to their literature, their folklore, and as a byproduct, their games, which is, again, it's kind of something I've covered in the Metro games that I told you about. And it's something that kind of comes through in the Stalker games, which I know a great deal about, but I haven't played. 35mm is effectively a game of a bloke and another bloke traveling through the low-key post-apocalyptic wasteland of their world caused by some unnamed plague on a journey that neither of them are really too interested in talking about. The thing of it is, the game, I actually can't remember if it predates Firewatch, but the game blends the idea of having a camera and being able to take your own pictures with kind of open-ended exploration, but also, as a game itself, severely lacks a lot of detail. Like, you have the ability to explore, but also not really. What I'm trying to be about the bush, the game in and of itself isn't very good if you're not ready to kind of see it where it's coming from. It is, at its heart, a Russian sadness simulator. And in my opinion, other opinions may see this the other way, and I'm completely willing to accept that. Another person may view this as just kind of a lazy game where you kind of go from beginning to end, and there's some pieces that you don't understand, and the mechanics don't really work. And all of those are valid criticisms if you don't see it from their point of view. There are plenty of games like, for example, Cryostasis, the Metro games as a whole, Stalker. I haven't seen, there's the new game that came out, which is kind of like Stalker, but more like magic radiation, which just deal with the fact that as a whole, the Russian way of looking at things is shit sucks, we're probably going to die somewhere along the line, and at the best we can hope to do is break even. This game kind of embodies that in the sense that you are basically, the world has ended, you are one of a few people immune, there is no plot of, hey, we're going to make a cure, which is common in Western games. There's no hope for tomorrow, there's no damsel waiting for you at the other end at some safe place where everyone's fine. It is, I'm going here, I'm not going to tell you why, I don't know why, and at the end there's a handful of things that you can read somewhere along the line that increase a number from 0 to 10 in getting the good ending, and that sucks. Like, let's be honest, it's not a good gameplay mechanic, but for somebody playing through the game the first time round, it kind of emphasizes the fact that, listen, shit sucks, and we ain't coming out of this. And that's more or less how the game comes out in the end. I'm gonna spoil a little bit because there isn't much to this game. You embark upon your journey with your mate. You go through some ruins, you make a few fairly binary decisions, you read documents, you go through some vaguely booby-trapped rooms, at some point you get a gun, and you make some pretty reasonable decisions to kill some people because they're trying to kill you. At one point you flip out and have a mental episode in a subway tunnel, which I'm not sure I'm kind of fit to make this decision, but it happens in a metro. It involves a bunch of golden statues of, I'm guessing by the placement and association, are heroes of the Glorious Revolution, who you then end up AKing in the face. You wake up, you go through a town, someone stabs you in the lungs, and depending on how many documents you read along the way. You either die then and there after finding out your family were killed in a car accident, or you live after finding out that your family were killed in an accident and get to live through an apocalypse with an uncertain future. And I mean uncertain in the greyest possible fucking tones. At least in Metro and Stalker and just about everything else I can think of, there was something to go back to. Artyom had a idea of what home looked like. Obviously, his home had been, destroyed, but he still had Sevastopol Station. Stalker, you still got the rest of the world to fall back to. Just because Chernobyl gone sideways doesn't mean there is, the zone is expanding, but, that kind of, not being funny, we're already screwing up our own planet. That's just another impending threat on the horizon. This one is just shit's fucked. And I've said that many, many times. It sounds lazy. Again, it's not a good game in a conventional sense, but it is a game that conveys emotion, and I cannot help but feel that the dudes who made it kind of felt something out of it, and it's what they were after, and something about what they were feeling got through. And it was quintessentially Russian. And I love that. And I'm probably going to keep going on, because I've been playing the fuck out of some Russian games. At some point, I'm going to play Stalker, and I'm going to make my way through Metro Exodus as part of FPS Russia. But not today, because those games are fucking long. I don't have a call for action today, because I can hear my cats meowing on the other side of this door, so I need to deal with them before they wake my wife up. But, I don't know, go read some literature or something. Or not, just touch grass. Enjoy the world as it is while we still have it. Bye.